Hi, Debbie Lichter here with the Congruence Code and Free from Food Addiction. I am so excited to be here with you today because today we are talking about how to deal with stress. And I don't know one person in the world that this conversation doesn't relate to, but I am particularly interested in speaking to you if you are a woman who struggles with your relationship with food, you struggle with food addiction, food obsession, or any addiction or obsession or self-sabotaging pattern, then listen up because this video is specifically for you. And I want to just, but think before we talk about how to really deal with stress, because this is what I find. I speak to women all the time and they're like, I get derailed, I get a few days of being good or of sticking to my plan or of knowing what to do, and then stress comes into my life and I get derailed. Can you relate to that? So here's the thing is that before we talk about how to get free so that you don't get derailed, let's just speak about what happens and what's going on in our body and our brain that creates this vicious cycle. So when we get that incoming stress, and let's just say, stress, we have that day-to-day living stress. There's the kind of stress where you're like being chased by a bear. And then there's the day-to-day living stress where maybe somebody asks you to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. Maybe you get an invitation to go and to speak, to put yourself out there, to go show up to a party, to show up to an event. Somebody makes a request of you, and all of a sudden, you get that fear. What if I mess up? What if I look bad? What if I get judged? What if somebody doesn't like me? What if I look stupid? What if I fall on my face? What if I fail? All that fear stuff triggers a response in our body. And here is what happened. Our body floods with stress hormones, but it also activates a part of our brain. This is a part of our limbic system. Some people know it as your reptilian brain or your primal brain, but there is a specific part of our brain that is hardwired for survival and self-preservation. And this is the same part of our brain that is also responsible for reproduction, for fighting, fleeing, and feeding, okay? So we get this, I know, see, my cat's getting stressed because she wants me to hang out with her right now, but I'm really, really inspired to share this with you, so I'm going to keep going. Because this is the part of us that goes into that autopilot response. And this is where I speak with so many women and they say, I just got that gut feeling that I shouldn't make a move. I shouldn't do this. But what is that gut? Is that gut a real resounding truth? Or is that a deep fear that is connected to your limbic system saying, oh my gosh, whoa, I'm feeling the threat. I'm feeling like my world's about to get shaken up and I am scared. And so we are going to run and hide. We are going to flee. We are going to fight and resist whatever this is. Or, hey, we're going to retreat and feed, right? And it takes us into this pattern of I'm uncomfortable. Things are a little bit scary out here. So I'm going to get some ease and comfort with some food. This is what is happening for us at a primal level, at a survival level. This is something that is happening in our own nervous system, in our own brain. So the question becomes, how then, if we really do want to have a new experience, if we really do want to have freedom, if we want to experience more joy, if we want to experience more comfort in our own skin, if we want to have more confidence to just be ourselves and put ourselves out there, then how do we make the shift? How do we deal with stress? How do we cultivate those tools so that we can go out into the world and we can truly just be us and we don't get derailed all the time or take all these steps back and then feel like we're staying stuck and we're holding back and we're just watching our life happen instead of truly living it? Well, that's what I'm really excited to share with you here today. And so what we're going to talk about are the 3 things that you need to know about how to shift from that constant stress derailing you mode, that constant, fight or flee or feed mode, that nervous system response, that sympathetic nervous system response where you're stressing out and everything feels overwhelming and anxious, into a place of more calm, so that you can actually have the faculties and the presence to be able to take empowered action and move forward. Take a step up and get outside of the familiar safety cycle thing that's happening that's keeping you held back. So, the first thing that you really, really need to know is that you need to get connected in your body. You got to get connected in your body. So, this is a really huge thing because physiologically, we have our there's a part of our nervous system that is going into automatic fight or flight. It's the sympathetic nervous system response, and we have all of our stress hormones. What we need to do is we need to learn how to activate our body's parasympathetic nervous system, that part of our system that is repairing, restoring, resting, that part of our nervous system that is going to calm us down, because we're talking about our nervous system here. And if your nervous system is pre-wired for fight, flight, flee, or feed, then there is some reprogramming, some repatterning that needs to happen. Otherwise, your physiology alone is going to take you back into those patterns. And here's the interesting thing about our physiology is that the physiological response of stress, our heart starts beating, we start getting cold and sweaty, our breathing gets shallow. Those physiological symptoms actually give our brain the message that we're not okay, that there's a threat. And so we can actually use our physiology to calm down, to send a new signal to our brain that we're okay, that we're safe, that we're going to be all right. This is so, so important. So there's an absolute physiological piece, and I love to help the women who I get to work with this, because most of us are pretty disconnected from our bodies, even if you exercise, even if you are a health and fitness expert like I was. I was pretty disconnected from my body and not living in my body, living up in my head a lot of the time. So if that's going on for you, this could be a really powerful area where you get to explore. In fact, what I will do is I will leave a link below with a link to my top presence practices, because they are a great initial access point to help you and support you in starting to cultivate more connection and awareness inside of your body so that you can calm yourself down. Okay, so that's the first tool that I want to share with you. The second thing that you need to do is you've got to upgrade your operating system. So the part of your mind that is pre-wired to immediately beeline for the survival thinking, for the primal thinking, for the fear thinking, we got to create a new story for you. There is a part of you that needs that. We don't want to eradicate that, because if you start getting chased by a bear, gosh darn it, you are going to need that part of your body. However, we really, really do want to upgrade your operating system. We want to upgrade the way that your mind is thinking. And I have found no better way to do that than to increase your actual vibration and energy. So we're talking about resetting your mind, resetting how your mind is thinking, the thoughts that are running through you, really upgrading your emotions and upgrading the way that your mind is thinking about things. I've got some tools that I really love to support folks with around that stuff, but it has to do with, one aspect of it has to do with up leveling your vibration and your frequency to a higher vibration emotion, to a higher vibration frequency, so that instead of operating at shame and guilt and anger, right, you start to operate at a new frequency, at a new level of love and gratitude and appreciation. This stuff is really possible for you. I know it can sound really like, okay, Deb, whatever, but this is really, really powerful and really possible for you. The other tool that I just absolutely love to really support you in shifting your mindset is actually the power of prayer. And prayer is one of those things, I'm not talking religion here, I am talking just you saying an authentic request to the universe, God, spirit, source, whatever your version is of that, to ask, please take me out of this thinking into a new experience. Show me what is true. Show me what is possible. Help me get out of this fear-based thinking, this victim-based thinking, this scarcity-based thinking, into a new experience. Wipe my mind clear and open me up to what is new. It is so, so great, big, huge, powerful to do that. Because here's the thing about our mind is that our mind has a lot of these challenges, but we can't go into our mind to fix our mind because our mind is the very fear manufacturing plant that's creating all of these limiting beliefs. So we have to get outside of our mind, and we do that again by increasing the energy, raising the frequency of our emotions and of our thoughts, and by using the power of prayer to really shift out of our old thinking and shift into the new thinking. So you've got connecting in your body, you've got really operating upgrading your operating system. And then the final thing is to gain deeper access to power, to that great big huge larger than me, right? That power, that universal power, that intelligence, that wisdom, that God energy, that source energy, whatever your version is of that, that we need to connect to that, because let me tell you right now that you will continue to go into a fear cycle if you don't feel like you are being held and supported and guided and protected. If there's a part of you that feels like I'm not safe, I'm not going to be taken care of, I'm not going to get what I need, as long as that is there, it's always going to take you down the path of safety and hiding and holding back and staying stuck and not doing the very things that you want to do so that you can be free, you can have more joy, you can feel more empowered in your life, and you can just have the confidence to be yourself. And so it is vital, it is absolutely vital that you really deepen in your access to power. And here's the thing that I specifically say access because I'm not talking about belief. I speak with tons and tons of women who have great spiritual beliefs, but we're not talking about belief. There are ways that our fears and our doubts and our judgments are blocking us off, are cutting us off from that inner guidance and from that deep flow of power that is happening through us at all times. And we can essentially recalibrate, come into congruent relationship with the experience of that power so that we can have a new experience of ourselves, of our safety, of our ability to be taken care of, to trust, to know that we're okay no matter what. And I'm telling you that this is critical. If we do not have this piece, we can do all the connecting in our body that we want. We can do all of the mental upgrading. We can say all the prayers in the world that we want. We can do energy work, all that kind of stuff. But if this piece is missing, if we are still cutting ourselves off from the sunlight of the spirit, whatever that means for you, then we are not going to have that true experience of trust and safety and ease, and we will go back into our old patterns. So there you have it. If you truly are committed to having freedom, if you're truly committed to learning how to deal and cope with stress so that stress does not derail you and that you can actually move through those moments where before it took you out, but now you're able to be in it and to say, okay, this is going on. And I feel like I have what it takes to be with this and to move forward. I feel the trust. I know I'm taken care of. I feel like I'm going to be okay no matter what. I'm connected and grounded in my body. My physiology is okay. My mind is in alignment. Game on. Let's go. And this is where I see women shifting and changing and getting free and not thinking about food and weight falling off of them and being able to be present in their lives and making tons of money and having amazing relationships blossom. This is all what is possible when we are able to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I hope this was valuable for you. It sure was fun to connect with you around this. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who you think could use this message, and definitely subscribe. Every Wednesday, I share fresh new videos, and I would love for you to be the first to find out about it. Well, I'm going to go and hang out with my cat because she has been whining this whole time, and I will check out with you next time. Bye for now.